And good evening, Chicago. This is ChildServ. Welcome to ChildServ, and I'm Mike Glass. And as you've been watching, hopefully, over the last few weeks, on Monday evenings at this time, we are talking about the various programs that we run. ChildServ handles programs with regards to at-risk children and their families in Chicago, as well as in Lake, DuPage, and Cook counties. This evening we're going to talk about one of our other programs that we have, and we have as our guest this evening Kelly Corona, who runs our Healthy Fit program. Welcome, Kelly.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, that's good. And so let's start out with what the program is all about, and take your time and just explain what you're involved with.
Sure. It's
Come on a little bit closer into the picture. There you go. Okay.
So the program is an enhancement to existing programs of ChildServ, and it's designed to serve low-income, underserved minority families in Lake and Cook County areas. And it's the program delivers educational trainings that encompasses nutrition, physical education, and emotional health that are tailored for each individual family depending on their needs.
Okay. By the way, if you are out there and you have any questions regarding this program and what Kelly is talking about, please feel free to call in. The number is 312-738-1060. As far as the program is concerned, you say about tailoring the program. Give me an example of how you would tailor a program for a particular family.
Well, that would mean that if a family, let's say a parent is concerned about their child being a little overweight, so we would tailor a curriculum of about 10 sessions to fit those needs. So we would talk about nutrition, physical education, and how to depending on the age of the child, how to implement that for them.
Now, how do families take advantage of your program? Do they have to be in one of the other programs that we operate?
Yes, they do. That's one of the requirements to receive the Healthy Fit services. They have to be enrolled. Anybody in the household can have the services of Healthy Fit as long as there's one participant in any of the programs of ChildServ, and it's completely free to them. I
see. So that means that even though a particular child in a family is enrolled in one of our programs and other siblings are not, but they're in the house, can they also take advantage of Healthy Fit?
Yes, they can. There's no age limit. It can be children or adult.
Really? Adults also?
Yes.
Interesting. And so, as far as that is concerned, now, process-wise, how do you get in contact with the family? How does that operate?
Well, the initial step is I get a referral from the coordinators. So let's say if the coordinator of the program for the Parent Empowerment Program, they think that one of the families will benefit from the Healthy Fit program, they refer them to me, and I contact the client and make an initial assessment, and we go from there to see what kind of needs they need.
When you say an initial assessment, do you do this on the phone first and then go out, or how do you handle the...
No, I call them to set up a home visit.
Okay.
I come into their homes and I do the assessment there. We do one-on-one and I address their concerns.
I see. Again, if you have any questions on this program or any of the programs that we've had, but especially obviously tonight, again, the number is 312-738-1060. We're talking to Kelly Corona, who runs the Healthy Fit program for ChildServ. What's your caseload? How does that work?
Well, I currently have at about 11 families and on average 35 children in Lake and Cook counties combined. Okay. And that's not to mention the providers and the children from the program of the family child care homes, which is 28 providers and about 93 children.
93?
Yes.
So you handle 93 children? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just
sorry.
saying that that's the participants of the family child care homes.
Okay. And out of that, how many do you think that you handle?
From the family child care homes?
Sure.
I would say about, well, children that are only ChildServ clients, I would say there's about 15. But the providers, they have a ChildServ a participant in their homes, and there's more children that do not participate with ChildServ, but I also deliver services to them just because they're in the same environment with the ChildServ child.
And just for the sake of the folks listening and watching, and I'm curious too, how much time do you put in? I mean, you know, is there a set number of weeks and set number of time for your program and how that operates, or is it open-ended? Or, you know, how do you assess, how do you gauge how long you're with a particular family?
Well, on average it goes 10 sessions, and I try to do 2 sessions a month.
Okay.
So that's about 5 months.
Okay, okay. And a session is how long?
A session can run from 35 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the client, how many questions they have, or how much I'm explaining to them, or just having a conversation.
Okay. And as far as the sessions are concerned, and I'd like to get into the program a little bit, if you don't mind. Sure. As far as when you go in and you do an assessment, what, on average, what are you looking for? What do you find? And let's talk about just what you would think is a basic program. You know, as far as a family X, okay, you go in and there are 2 children there and they're in our program, and what normally would you lay out for them as far as Healthy Fit is concerned? Does it have to do only with food? Is it exercise? How do you put that together?
Usually when I go into a family, the parent already knows what they want to do. So let's say I get a family with 2 children that are physically active, and the
Excuse me, we have a caller. Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi, I'm just wondering, what exactly is ChildServ?
ChildServ is a multi-service social organization. It's 117 years old. It is in Chicago. It operates in Chicago proper, as well as in Lake, DuPage, and Cook counties. We're involved overwhelmingly with programs that relate to at-risk children and their families. We're involved with adoption, and also we're involved with group homes and also foster care. And my suggestion would be to check the website, and that will give you all of the information on the organization. And thank you for the call. I appreciate that very much. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I was saying that if a parent is concerned that their child is physically active and they're eating, her perception is that they're eating too much, and she's concerned that they might gain a lot of unhealthy weight.
Okay.
So we talk about that, and we try to assess what's their daily routine, what's their daily habits as far as eating. And I come into their homes. I actually ask them permission to look into their refrigerator and their pantries, and we go from there. We create a plan.
Very good. So I'm assuming that this plan that you put together will be beneficial to the entire family.
Yes, it is, because you're basically, you're targeting the parents' concerns, but you're also educating the parents, and they take that information and apply it to the rest of the family members. Because if you think about it, a mother would be the one that is gonna plan for everybody.
Sure, prepare the meals.
Yes, everything, and so she carries that on, and it helps everybody in the household.
And so do you help them with what types of food to buy and what to look for and how to read labels?
Yes.
I mean, is that a part of what you do?
Yes, it is. It's a big part of what I do. We talk about how to do smart shopping, which is going to local grocery stores where they do coupons, and depending on the season, it's whatever's on sale. We create recipes from there, and that's culturally appropriate. And that I try to introduce new foods to them, and we actually, in one of the last sessions that we do a meal together. So we cook together, and it's a very nice experience.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
So you're there for a meal.
Yes.
Very nice, very interesting. Now, you were mentioning earlier at the very beginning that, or maybe I mentioned that this was an enhancement type of program.
Yes.
What we call enhancement towards our basic program.
Yes.
You want to explain a little bit about that? Why, what is it as an enhancement to? What programs of ours would this be an enhancement to?
Well, let me just tell you that the Healthy Fit, it's the services that it provides. It just depends on the program that it collaborates with.
Okay.
And it can be put into 3 different categories. So, for example, for the first category, we can say that the Grand Family Support Program, which is in Cook County, and it's a program where grandparents assume responsibility for their grandchildren, and the coordinators for that program host support groups for the grandparents, where I'm invited as a guest speaker every other month and present various health topics like nutrition, chronic diseases, emotional health, like stress management, anger management, or caregiver burnout, and so on.
Okay. So then you are there to augment the other that particular program.
Yes.
And the things
Yes.
that go on in that program.
Yes, this is aside from the home visits.
I see. And as Kelly was saying, one of the programs we have is Grandparent, where a grandparent in a family finds themselves in the position later in life of taking care of a family all over again. And what Kelly does in her part under this enhancement we're talking about is that her program will come in and assist that particular individual or individuals, grandparents, to better provide for as far as meals are concerned for the family now that they are taken care of. Is that
That's
basically
correct, yes.
right? Again, if you have any questions on this, 312-738-1060 is the number. Okay, that's the grandparent program. Are there other programs that you are specifically involved with?
Yes, there is also the second category, which is the Parent Empowerment Program, which is in Cook and Lake counties. And it's a home-based early intervention and prevention program for children from birth to 3 years old. And there's also the home instruction for parents of preschool youngsters in Cook County, which is a program, it's a home-based program for early childhood education for children 3 to 5 years old, working with their parents as first teachers. For those 2 programs, I make home visits and provide health education, screenings, empowerment tools, give referrals as appropriate, and I do follow-ups. Now, and the last category would be the family child care homes located in Lake County. This program supports a network of affordable daycare homes to low-income families. I do interactive activities with the children of various ages. It's mostly 5 and under, where I talk about the importance of fruits and vegetables and being physically active.
So it seems like from what you've been saying that most of what you are involved with, and it's wonderful, is early intervention.
Yes.
Almost, it sounds like all the programs that ChildServ has that you're involved with are for children from birth to 5 or something to that effect. I know you said that it's any age, it goes up to adult,
Yes.
but it seems like your focus is in that area of that part of their life. Is that correct? Or?
Yes, that's because of the programs, the Parent Empowerment Program, which is 0 to 3, and then there's the home instruction for parents of preschool youngsters, which is 3 to 5. So it's mostly 5 and under. But as I said before, if the siblings of the kids that are 5 and under have a brother or sister that is school age, I can provide services for them too, and most of the time I do.
I see. And you mentioned just a minute ago about screening. Now, what does that mean as far as, are you qualified? What kind of screening do you do, and is with regards to health-related types of things that you find in the house, or when you say screening, what does that mean?
When I say screening, I mean, I can give you an example.
Sure, please.
For the program, the family child care homes, I came in and I did an assessment, and the provider was more interested in learning more about diabetes.
Okay.
So that's really what I mean about screening. I teach her the basics about nutrition, physical education, and if she needs more information, I can always give her a referral to an appropriate place for her to go to.
I see. So, and these referrals that you make, these are through other organizations that ChildServ is involved with.
That's correct, yes.
So that it follows along. And do you follow up then to see whether they actually do this? Or?
Yes, I always do. I always call them. I'm constantly with them and trying to make sure that they're following up and just trying to find out information about what happened, what they're supposed to do, and try to make a plan with them. I am there all the time with them and try to support them and guide them if they have any questions.
I see. Because I would imagine that in some instances at least, what you're doing is pretty new for people, as far as screening and what you might find or doing something with regards to their health issues and things of that sort. So they might not want to follow through, or it's so new, that it might be difficult for them to understand that. So I'm assuming that you maybe not handhold, but you follow them through.
A lot of the times it's just procrastination, I would say.
Procrastination.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so do you continue to push that, not push, but I mean follow through with them?
Yes, I do. I try to encourage them and try to remind them why it's important to do this, and it's really just for them. I'm trying to help them take care of themselves.
I see. And for the kids who are in the family that might be older than the ones that you're focusing on, are they also involved from the standpoint that, do you try to follow up with them too? I know it's not really a part of what the program is about. You're there because your focus is originally the children who were part of our program, but the other siblings, I'm saying, you come in and you talk about the entire family, and when you go back and you work with them, you now expanded your time to take in the whole family. I'm assuming you do that.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay, and do they, as far as where they're able to go, the different suggestions you make for them if there is other kinds of health-related issues that you think that they have to take care of, how do you make sure that they are actually, is it an honor system? Is it just that this is what you think that they should be doing and they do that, or?
Well, I follow up with them, I talk to them, I continue the visits. When I do the referrals, I'm still doing the sessions. So when I come in, I talk to them, or even when they completed the sessions and I gave a referral, I still follow up with them and make sure that that they completed what they were supposed to do.
I see. As a matter of fact, I was going to ask you, because you had mentioned before that you have a finite, X number of sessions that you actually do over, 5 months or something like that. Once that you reach that, then do you have any follow-up with these families once they've gone past, or they've taken that time with you? Do you continue at all with these folks?
Yes, I actually, I would say after they completed the program, I follow up with them within 2 or 3 weeks and just call in and see how they're doing and how's everything, and making sure that they're following a meal plan that we usually set up, and that they're just following up with everything else that we've talked about within the curriculum.
Okay. So they might not be a part of the priority as far as your workload is concerned. However, because they've moved from here to here, but you still keep in touch with these folks. I'm assuming.
Do. I think it's important to do that.
Okay, is that something that you do just because you do, or is that something?
I like to do it. I don't like to think that they're just completing the program and they stop doing everything that we talked about. It's just kind of pointless.
Right, exactly. And so I'm assuming that do they continue? How has that been? What's your experience as far as beyond is concerned? Do you have a lot of families that you find that will continue to do once they have learned better what to do with regards to their health and eating and stuff? Do you find that they continue to do that, or did they need you there first?
No, they actually do continue to do it. I actually get stories from the families. For example, one of the parents would tell me, I went to the store and there was a lady that was asking me, do you know what this means on the food label? And I was like, if it wasn't for the program, I wouldn't have known. So it makes me really happy to know that.
That's really good. Now, the families that are in the program and then go through the process, are they able at some point in time, if necessary, to come back into the program, or is it a one-time deal for that particular child, that particular family, or can they roll off, if you will, and come back in? Can they come back in through another program? Is it a possibility, or is that it?
They can do that. They can come back as many times as they want, but it's not very common.
It's not?
No.
Because?
Well, because, I mean, once unless they come in for a different reason.
Okay.
So
well,
let's say,
that's right.
Yeah, if they were come in to just learn a basic nutrition, physical education, and emotional health, and they complete the courses, and then they come back and they discover they have diabetes, so we change the course completely, so we can start again in different route. Okay.
So if they find that they have other issue.
Yes.
And then do they apply to come back in? How do they come back to you? Can they just call you and say,
yes,
we have this problem?
Yes, they can call me and I come in, and again I do an initial assessment and we create a curriculum for that specific need.
So the point is, and the point I wanted to make was that this is not necessarily a hit or miss, one-shot thing like some programs might be. Not ours, of course, but some programs might be. But this, in fact, you are working with this family and can work with this family beyond,
yes,
to make sure that these things are actually taking place on behalf of the family as a whole.
Yes, and it's not only that. If there's a family member that was enrolled in Healthy Fit because of their 3-year-old child, and they completed the course, and they want to come back because of their 10-year-old wants to participate, we can do that too.
Oh, really? Okay.
And that happens a lot.
Really? So they can come in initially at this stage, and then afterwards they can come in again at another stage with another child,
yes,
and have all of the services that you're talking about,
yes,
for Healthy
yes.
Fit. Again, we're talking about our Healthy Fit program with Kelly Corona, who runs the program for us. Again, the number is 312-738-1060. If you have any questions about this or any of the programs that we operate, be more than happy to take your call at this time. And, well, the program sounds... I know the program, but I mean the program sounds wonderful as a support to the other kinds of things that we're doing, and especially in this day and age with regards to children and better health. And now we have 1 minute left. I'm going to do the overhead and show what you brought in.
Sure. This is just one of the approaches that I like to take. It's a consortium to lower obesity in Chicago children. They have an educational campaign called the 5-4-3-2-1-GO, which is an easy reminder to have your daily recommendations of 5 servings of fruits and vegetables, 4 servings of water, 3 servings of dairy, 2 hours or less of screen time, 1 hour or more of physical activity, and it gives you suggestions. So I think it's a very helpful website. If you want to learn more information about that, you can visit it's a clocc.net.
And thank you very much. And I think we're just about out of time. I would appreciate your tuning in again next week on Monday at 7 o'clock for ChildServ and another one of our hopefully informative programs. And again, if you would like to visit our website and find out more about what we do and who we are, please feel free to do that. We'd appreciate it very much. It's right up behind me. And until next Monday, I will say Ding Hoi, Feather Merchants.